Make the ground shake.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Kyle the Pug podcast. Reboot, that is. I almost just said regular episode. I don't know why. I almost forgot to add the reboot in there. Episode number 3, that is right. This is episode number 3 on April 5th, 2020, on a Sunday, of course. We're recording on a Sunday. Obviously, this is Kyle the Pug podcast every single Sunday because everybody wanted it, so here we are. So, if you guys don't know, I am Kyle the Pug. If you didn't know that by now, like I said, I feel I feel bad for you. I apologize, but I'm not really well known. But like I said, if you're tuning in for the first time, that's who I am. We got a lot of topics to talk about for today's show. And let me introduce everybody, the usual crew from last episode. So if you guys don't remember them, well, you get to remember them today. So, Matt, man, you want to say hello to everybody?
Hello.
That's not Matt, man. That's Bill.
Damn it, Bill. What'd I tell you about getting the microphone? What's up, everybody?
And, of course, we got the man that waddles. He waddles into the podcast. And he's actually living on my island in Animal Crossing, too, apparently. And he's secretly in the game. It's Penguinator, everyone.
What up, bitches?
Damn.
Yeah, so apparently, yeah, you're in my island now. I have a penguin resident on my Animal Crossing island.
He's a secret operative.
Yeah, that's his alter ego. So Penguinator is in there confirmed. So yeah, let me get to
Surprise, motherfucker.
So what have you guys been up to? Like at least the past couple of weeks.
About 5'8".
I see. Yeah, you've been also working too as well.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And just a little bit, just kind of exhausting. But like I said, you just gotta do what you gotta do, man. But Matt, what you been up to, man? What's going on with you? What you been up to for the week? Anything exciting?
Working
Hey.
some more. Started telework. You know, hanging out with the realest of NVPs. And the goat, who not really is a goat, according to Alex.
You're definitely not gonna let that die. I know that. That's gonna be like a meme for a long time. But
Thanks to Alex.
Alex just creates things and just like bam, easy.
Alex is he's the meme master for sure.
Yeah, he's the creator of memes and not a walking meme. Thankfully. If he was a walking meme, if he was a walking meme, then we probably would have had a problem there. But
Yeah.
anyways, let's get to some really strong topics we're going to talk about here today. This is actually a big one that they announced just like almost a week ago. And I don't know if you guys played any of the Mario franchise games. I'm pretty sure most of you have, but there is possible rumors out there that a Super Mario 64, Paper Mario, Mario Sunshine, all those are possible rumors. And the options are limitless, too. All those are possible rumors to get remastered on the Nintendo Switch for its 35th anniversary. You know, that is insane news. That is honestly, like, legit insane. I don't know if you guys heard about that, but it's honestly nuts. Can you imagine, like, all those games? Well, I don't know if all of them will get remastered at the same time. That would be nuts if they did. But can you imagine if all those games were remastered? So, Matt, I'm going to start with you, dude. Can you imagine the possibilities that if we have remastered games for Mario on the Switch? That would be nuts.
Well, which one would you think would be the best one remastered? Now we got some of the originals, like the NES and the like Donkey Kong versions. If you had, I think it's, what was it, like a $5 extra? If you pay for a subscription, you get those for free at that certain time. But
well, I don't know if But yeah, I don't know if they're gonna add like an app to the Switch on it, but we're just talking about like the games itself.
I would look forward to actually, if they do Donkey Kong instead of, with just the Mario one, so you can make it expanded to that particular universe. But I mean,
it's just gonna mostly, games. Yeah, they're just gonna mostly be Mario.
Well, you know what? It's still good though, because there are some pretty dang good Mario games from the 64 days and GameCube and all that. So. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so, Mario 64, Paper Mario, we were talking Mario Sunshine, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, they were talking about that also. And then maybe we might get a couple of golf classics. I don't know exactly, but maybe
Mario Golf.
Mario Golf. It's super fun. But anyways, Penguin, you want to chime in?
I haven't really kept up with it because of work, so.
Oh, you just yeah, you missed out on Monday though. But that's which gets to our question of the night: if all the Mario Remastered games were sold separately on the Nintendo Switch, which game would sell the highest on the first week of release? What do you guys think? That's our question of the night. So if you guys want to chime in, answer that, definitely go for it.
What was it again?
So, hold on, let me pop it up here. Yeah, question of the night. If all the Mario Remastered games were sold separately on the Nintendo Switch, which game would sell the highest on the first week of release? So that is our question of the night. And you guys can, the audience, you can chat too. So, yeah,
Mario
give us a good...
64.
Mario 64, because it was like the first 3D Mario. I got you on that.
Mario Kart 64.
Well, then again, we have we would have a
Mario Kart 8, so.
we have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch, so I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon.
I'll buy it. I don't care. I don't care. I'll buy it anyways. Gosh, Becky.
Yeah, that meme's never going to die though. But so in my opinion on this, I would probably say my top 3 would be, obviously number 1 would be Super Mario 64. Number 2, I would say one of the Super Mario Galaxies, and maybe might add 3D World in the mix. I'm not sure, but and I think number 3. I kind of said a third game, but it wasn't in my top list. But I feel like number 3 will probably be Super Mario Sunshine. So my top 3 would be
top 2 Mario
60...
games gives a list of 10.
Yep, exactly. I'm kind of breaking the rules a little bit. So yeah, Super Mario 64, Galaxy 1 or 2, and then Sunshine. For a couple of reasons. I've never played Sunshine, that's my problem. And I was gonna try... Dan was ripping on me, like, over and over. Why haven't played Super Mario Sunshine? It's so great. Well, I mean, I played on a friend's GameCube. I never really owned a Nintendo GameCube, which I really wanted to, like, way back when, but... Oh well, I kind of jumped around consoles. PlayStation 2, and PS3, PS4, and then now I'm back on Nintendo for the Nintendo Switch, so... Bam. I jump around all over the place, I know. That's my problem with consoles.
He gets around with those consoles, man, buddy. Okay, Bill, that's not what he meant.
That didn't even make any sense to begin with either, but, oh, I actually almost forgot to mention what I was up to. Yeah, what have I been up to lately, apart from, like, live streaming, like, editing a couple of videos? Of course, my butt's obviously been on Animal Crossing, again. And I've actually been on Pokemon Shield a little bit, like, to, like, raid every couple hours, see if I can find, like, a shiny G-Max, whatever, see if I can sneak in and catch that. But I haven't really, like, you know, been on Pokemon in a long time, but especially ranked. I haven't done, like, any sort of ranked battles whatsoever, because I literally checked my rank update. It literally dropped me all the way to, like, beginning tier 2 because I haven't played in a long time. And I'm just like to myself, damn! It's just that terrible. The game's like, nah, you haven't played in a long time. We're gonna drop you down. We are exactly gonna drop you down all the way down. But anyways, but yeah, I'm super stoked about that though for the Mario possible remastered, because and I was listening to a podcast the other day, which I'm not gonna say the show obviously, but they were talking about the possible remastered like versions you can, like, as an addition to each of these games. You could put it like on a Switch graphics, or you could go with the classic graphics. But I don't know, how would that look though? Like 64 graphics on the Switch, where you could try to do the backwards long jump, which obviously I've mastered a long time ago, but I don't remember how to do it now. But just like imagine like backwards long jumping, like with a Nintendo Switch controller. Wouldn't you have to like buy like a Nintendo 64 controller in order to like hook up to the Switch or something? How would that even work? I don't know. That's just me. But would you play Super Mario 64 with a Nintendo Switch controller? I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I think they'll figure out a way to where it'll work without having to do the 64 controller.
Alright, how so?
I don't know, I'm not Nintendo.
I don't know, I was just asking, how do you think it's gonna work though? But you are right though. I'm pretty sure they'll like figure out a way to do it. But one way or another, I feel like if there's actually games that do drop, this is like history making, big time history making. Excuse me, right here.
The other thing that kind of brought it up for Nintendo to do this is where Sony's saying that their PS5 is going to be backwards compatible, the Xbox X or whatever it is going to be backwards compatible with all the games. They're like, you know what? We got so many games that people liked on the others. We might want to do something to keep up with this.
Yeah, actually, I want to talk about the PS5 here in a little bit, but and somebody was saying, like, we're getting all these Mario Remastered classics, and somebody actually mentioned a great point when I was listening to the show, like, a few days ago. Why is there no... Well, apart from Wind Waker and Twilight Princess on the Wii U for the Zelda games, why are there no Zelda remasters? That's what I'm wondering. Well, apart from, like, obviously Ocarina of Time 3D on the 3DS. And we're talking about, like, ports to the Switch. I know there's been, like, remasters on 3DS, Wii U, but... Yeah, even Zelda remastered games on the Switch, I would definitely, like make my bank account go bankrupt for it, because I actually do want to play some Zelda games. Like I said, I mentioned before, last week on the show, I do want to play Wind Waker really badly, so that's, like, something on my, I wouldn't say bucket list, but it's one of those games I do want to play, because it's like majority of everybody's favorite game, so I've got to do that. But I don't know. That's just me. What do I know, right? What does a pug know? But anyway, so moving on here. I do want to move on a little bit. So I want to talk about some Animal Crossing news. I know. Matt's like, oh my god, but I gotta talk about it anyways. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna say this right now. I do not like the. Well, the Easter event's okay, but I was thinking maybe it was enough time to have, like, for the Easter egg hunt to get for the. But oh my god, I was so wrong about this event. It's just tedious and just annoying. And the event, like, every time I look up, like, every 10 seconds on my island, there's like an Easter egg balloon, like, shooting up, like, every 10 seconds, and all I get is, like, a bunch of sky eggs. It's like, enough is enough. I don't want this event anymore. Let's just move on. I think I literally have enough eggs, like, I found on that game to make, like, scrambled eggs for breakfast for, like, entire 2 months. It's insane. And I'm just tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. I really want it to be over. But they said it was going to last until the 12th. Obviously, it's going to be one more week for this event, like on Easter. And somebody in my, well, not my Discord, but I was talking to somebody on Discord on this, like, make it like a weekend event. Like, don't, like, make it like, oh my god, like a 12-day thing where everybody's going to get really annoyed over that. And that's why everybody in the Animal Crossing community was, like, really, really, upset over this. And I completely understand, because I definitely do not want this event. I just want to, like, get my materials, build houses. Well, I've already got my houses taken care of, so I'm done with that. And getting the residents over. But other than that, I just don't like it at all. And Penguin, if you were playing this, dude, let's just say you probably would get annoyed also. It's that bad. It's honestly terrible. But like I said, they got to keep the event.
Kyle just told me why I don't need to buy the game.
It's just for the event. Well, I didn't say you don't have to buy it, but it's just for that event. It's just for the event, but like I said, and that's like, nah, because my kids, because my kid is probably gonna take over if I buy Animal Crossing. So yeah, I just don't want that. He's like, I just don't want that happening, and like I said, Matt will literally, like, chew me out every time I talk about Animal Crossing. But like I said, oh well,
You
right?
bastard.
But yeah, Matt, didn't you tell me that story, though? If you, like, bought it for your kid, you would, like, never get your Switch back?
No, that was more of a Penguin thing. I just kind of played off of it.
But that would be true, though, because, word to the wise, I actually found this out, like, a little while ago. don't do family like things like for the islands on Animal Crossing, because poor soul that I actually know, like his wife took over the entire game, and he hasn't like played it since the beginning, and I feel so bad.
Yep.
Poor guy.
I've heard quite a few stories like that where, hey, I got this game where we could play it together, and now I can't get my damn system back.
Right? It's just, holy moly, man. But yeah, like I said, it's a game where you really got to play like by yourself, though. I mean, the whole family thing, that's fine. I completely understand that if you want to play with your family, and you have like a bunch of Nintendo Switches with you. But if you have one Switch in your house, that's gonna be a problem. Like, definitely like a big problem.
Well, it's like, I had a friend that they did that. I forgot what game it was for the Nintendo Switch, and she wouldn't get off of it. And then for Christmas, he bought a Nintendo Switch and gave it to her as a present. She said, "We already got one." He said, "No, I already had one, and I want it back." So this one's yours.
Yeah, definitely. This one's yours, so, yeah, so if you're word of the wise, if you're gonna play Animal Crossing with your family, you gotta at least buy, like, 4 Nintendo Switches, which is, like, it costs, like, a huge amount of money.
Yeah, otherwise you'll never get yours back.
Yep, no, that's why I said, it's only mine. I Switch only, and that's why I only play by my... I mean, I was gonna try to get my mom to play Animal Crossing with me, but she's like, oh, I kind of want to play these other games, though, because there's other games, we need to play together, and I'm like, Animal Crossing, especially with the whole Legos thing, like, I do have a Lego game, but I told her, like, oh, Animal Crossing is kind of like the same thing in a way, but, I don't know, my Lego game, I think it was, yeah, it was this one, DC Supervillains that I have right here, but, yeah, this, I mean, it kind of does have building, but it's not like, oh my god, like, well, it's not like that, but, anyway, yeah, all it is just, like, Lego World, Lego DC, like, there's not really building, it's just adventure with Legos, that's all it is. I don't know.
Sounds kind of fun, though.
Yeah, it actually does
You need to
sound...
get her into Uno, that's
really...
what you need to get her into.
Oh, God. Just to rage even more. Be like, Dad, like, oh my god.
Now, see, you didn't have to do that.
See, you didn't have to do that. Why do I sound like, friggin',
Sorry, Penguin.
What was the, Steve Urkel.
Yeah.
Did I do that? That's literally what it is. It's basically Steve Urkel. Oh, man.
Oh.
But, anyways, I don't want to keep Matt, like, alone here, because WrestleMania is this weekend. WrestleMania is actually, it was a 2-nighter, so we had a 1-night thing, because last night, Saturday night they had matches, and then Sunday's obviously going on here. So, Matt, I'm going to leave it up to you to take over this for a little bit. So, if you want to give the viewers what's been going on in the wrestling world, the floor is yours, man.
Where are Jessica and Lucy when I need them?
But yeah, floor is yours, man. We'll let you take over for a little bit.
What's going on currently? It's night 2 of it. And, I have to say, like, the first night was pretty lackluster. Rob Gronkowski, shocker, was really boring. But I don't know, the whole aspect of putting people over. I was really looking forward to the Baszler-Becky match. It kind of disappointed, honestly. It was too short. Baszler got some pretty wicked moves in that were pretty brutal on Becky, but then what I was hoping for was, as Alex is making lots of chewing noises behind me, he's really, really enjoying that pretzel.
Is it one of those arcade pretzels?
No, it's like one of the little, like, stick ones. Can you please stop? Daddy's talking right now. Thank you. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. So yeah, basically in a nutshell, the match I was hoping was going to have an ending to where the ending it had where she got rolled up and Baszler lost, spoiler alert, but I really was hoping that they'd have some controversial ending like they did last year's WrestleMania, where people kept saying that Ronda Rousey's shoulder was up, meaning that she should have been counted out for 3. But I was hoping that they'd have where Becky tapped out as she was pinning Baszler to have another controversial ending, so that way it could lead to something else. But you know how WWE disappoints their fans half the time.
Well, see, my thing with that storyline is that they could have like built it up to like something better. Like they were trying to hype up like Baszler just to get her like, oh, this badass cage fighter thing. I mean, she's kind of a one-trick pony though, which is like a Ronda Rousey like 2.0 sort of thing, where she like beats everybody's ass leading up to Mania, and all of a sudden she takes an L in like her first official singles match, which is like, really? At least have her do something with it. Like, have like a have her like at least take the time. That's why everybody was so disappointed over that.
I mean, other than the fact that she completely dominated Becky for the majority of the match, and all of a sudden it's like out of nowhere don't do that, buddy. Out of nowhere she just loses the match. And it's like, dude, it was bad enough in the Rumble. She entered at 30. Everyone thought she was going to win, and then Charlotte throws her over the top, and some botched little throw over the top. And then this happens. It's like, what are you trying to do to Baszler here? You're not helping her at all. You're really hurting her character. Yeah, she's a badass, but at the same time, it's like, come on, man. But they really made up for the botch they had there. The ladder match was actually pretty fun. It was interesting because it was a tag match, a triple threat tag match, and it was one person per team. Only because of the fact that I guess the Miz pulled out last minute. He pulled out last minute of the match, so just like Roman did. So they made it a triple threat match with just one competitor each team, and they picked the right people. They picked, I think it was...
yeah, I actually saw like the highlights for that. That was actually really good, where John Morrison was walking the tightrope. Or not the tightrope, but like on the rope just to get to... Yeah, that match was pretty incredible.
Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, John Morrison is just... His parkour style is just so incredible. The guy can just do some crazy things. The best one I've ever saw was in the Elimination Chamber, where he went scaling the top like Spider-Man on a roof. Just let go.
Spider-Man. Penguin would know about Spider-Man.
He freaking just like... the landing... Well, anyways, you did look in the archives for that match, the Elimination Chamber. Look it up. It's a really good match. But that was one that made up for it. But the one that really stole the show for me... even though I'm really happy for Braun Strowman, even though the title change was inevitable, but it was kind of a boring match.
See, and everybody was saying this is like sort of a confusing sort of run. I mean, Goldberg was probably going to drop it anyways, like no matter who it was.
Well,
but
I can explain that.
Okay, then I'll let you do that because I'm horrible at explaining things.
the
I'm bad. I'm sorry.
The explanation of it is quite simple. The fans know for the entire last year, everybody was booing Vince's golden child. They were booing Vince's golden boy, Roman Reigns, and he was being pushed heavily to win, and everybody kept booing him. They even brought The Rock out when he won the Rumble, and they got pissed off, and Rock was looking at the crowd like, what the hell? But he was the face, and he kept getting booed every time, all the time. And it led up to after the fact he, thankfully recovered from his latest battle with leukemia. Fans started to like him again. They weren't booing him, saying Roman sucks. They were all cheering him because they were super happy for the guy because he came back from basically near death. Most people.
And then he had to pull out again for leukemia reasons because of the coronavirus pandemic.
But it's just so weird because it was the norm that people kept booing Roman, and this was perfect because. How are we going to get the title off Bray? There's the Fiend. We're not going to have the Fiend, who's a hot commodity right now, going against Roman, because they're going to boo Roman again, and they're going to cheer the Fiend. So he figured, who better than just to get a Hall of Famer that everyone's like, oh god, this guy again? They're playing the emotions of the fans. So if you give the title to Goldberg, who is a legit badass, legit badass kind of character, so you have him beat the Fiend. The Fiend obviously did a good job selling that he wasn't completely knocked out. He popped up and got pissed off. Disappeared. But the reason was, to kind of make a long story short, the reason is because Roman was getting booed. This is the best way to get the fans back invested into Roman Reigns again. Is to go, this guy battled leukemia, he's back. And he didn't go for the title for an entire year after being back. Now he's stepping up his game. He's stepping up to the person that nobody wants to have the title, in Goldberg. And he was going to win it, obviously. Hands down, he was going to win. So then people would be okay with him having a title again. But, of course, because of the stupid COVID-19, that ruined it, and due to health reasons, that's smart on his part. But he backed out, and now they had to pick somebody. And who better, more credible to beat Goldberg than the guy who's probably 10 times bigger than him in Braun Strowman?
Which is kind of confusing to me. I was just going to bring this up here too. Was it kind of went from like jobbing out to Sami Zayn getting teamed up on like 3-on-1 just to winning the Universal title, which is kind of a big stretch if you ask me. But
yeah,
I hope Braun does have a good couple of months and doesn't lose it like immediately.
I mean, if you look at it on SmackDown, who exactly can really? Who could beat Goldberg?
Apart from Roman, it's going to be Roman versus Braun. Yeah. And the Fiend, obviously.
Apart from Roman and the Fiend, who can beat Goldberg? If you look at it and go, yeah, that's even though like people like to say it's not real. If you were trying to make it as real as possible, who, when you go into a fight, you think could beat a guy like Goldberg? The guy who's probably 2 times bigger than he is.
Oh yeah.
And Braun Strowman, easily. Everybody, you can have Kofi Kingston in there to get a title back. That's never going to happen. He's not going to beat freaking Goldberg. That's unbelievable. Daniel Bryan was already in an Intercontinental Champ title match, so I mean, just get the guy who's available. But yeah, storyline-wise, I mean, they couldn't do anything about it, so they had to put somebody legit.
Yeah,
it made no sense because he just lost to 3 people.
Yeah, right. It doesn't make any sense, but at the end of the day, it's WWE. Yeah. They're gonna do something with it, but yeah, we're just gonna let it run its course and move on. I'm kind of glad they didn't do the theory that was put out there by some Hall of Famers saying like, oh, put Matt Riddle in there, and oh yeah, put Sting back in there. I'm kind of glad they didn't go that route. Mm-hmm. Honestly, it's let Goldberg move on. He's a part-time champion. Move on. But yeah, the Boneyard match that they had at the end, that stole the freaking show. And I think is going to steal WrestleMania at this rate. I think it's one of Taker's best moments. It's one of Taker's best moments in the past. He made me forget about losing the streak so easily in that match. That was the production of that. It felt like it was an actual movie. It felt like a movie. It was so good. Like the punches, the freaking the contact, the bumps that he took, like hitting that freaking. Getting a cement stone smashed in the back of him and just exploded. It's probably the thinnest paper, but still. Just all the thematic stuff that happened in that, 10 to 15 minute, just basically brawl. Somebody said it was like watching an FX TV show. That's how insane it was. It really was. And ironically, it was on FS1 for the first time ever. I think it was on FS1. It was. But it was good because you did the combination of the 2 characters that made Undertaker famous. The American Badass to start off. The American Badass was basically getting his butt handed to him by being overrun by a bunch of people. Mm-hmm. You think he's dead, and then ironically enough, AJ throws him in the grave, and then he just appears out of nowhere as the dead man behind him, and then just starts going supernatural on his ass. Yeah, he just summons fire. He just summons fire. I thought of Kyle when he put the fire up there and AJ was so close to him that I was waiting for him to go, I'm on fire! I'm on fire! The ninjas are trying to get me. Too. Oh, that choke slam from the roof. Oof, that was brutal. But, yeah, that was they obviously really softened up the padding down there, but that still hurts, though. Of course. Still, though, from that impact. And the whiplash that he had hitting that, but it was well put together. That made up for the night 1 being kind of a squash, honestly, for me. Yeah. But night 2, obviously, I mean, it just got done with the last man standing match. I'm probably going to end up looking back at it after it's reposted, but it looks pretty dramatic, like 2 former best friends going at it because one decided he was going to try to prolong the comeback for Edge. But yeah, it just ended, but I'm not gonna really spoil who won, but you can say it. You can say it. Well, Edge basically won. Okay. Edge won it. Yeah, it was a brutal match, though. My gosh, just looking at the physicality of it. Yeah, these guys put their entire all into that match. I'm surprised, but yeah, any match you want to talk about, definitely say it. Like, I mean, by the time this is going up on Monday on YouTube, True. So Monday night on YouTube. True. So you definitely can say, this is you can say spoilers anytime. I have to say that the leadoff match was good. It was good and all. Kind of disappointed to see that Rhea Ripley lost the NXT Women's Championship to Charlotte. But I mean, it's Charlotte. Speaking of Vince's golden children,
Yeah, right. But
she gets
it's
so
just-
spoiled
I mean-
because she has the last name Flair. We're gonna spoil her with a lot of championships, you know?
I really like. I can kind of see the reason why they probably did that, just because they're battling AEW for ratings, and they're probably thinking, hey, if we get a name like Charlotte on NXT, is she going to be on NXT, or is she just going to be defending the NXT Women's Championship on every brand? It's kind of weird. Like, how are they going to pull that off? But I like the possibilities of it. Having Charlotte wrestle like a Bianca Belair. Ooh,
Mhm.
that would. Hey, there's Nate.
Like, just
Speaking
to
of which,
draw
there-
ratings. There's Nate appearing everywhere. But yeah, I was looking at it was a while back. It wasn't Dark Side of the Ring. I actually still need to watch that though, because I heard the latest episode was actually really, really good. So I need to catch up on a couple of those episodes. But I was
had, like,
watching.
watched
Well,
one,
I was
yeah.
kind of watching YouTube highlights for AEW. I'm actually, I'm glad they kind of canceled the their pay-per-view. I forgot the name of the pay-per-view, what they had, but they were actually smart to cancel that and just like wait until like a couple months later until everything got taken care of. But it just reminds me too. Did you see the did you see the Chris Jericho drone segment on AEW? I don't know if you saw it.
No.
You have to look it up. It is probably like one of the... I've never laughed so hard in my life.
Wow.
I'm not going to spoil it, but it's actually pretty funny. You definitely need to look that up.
Oh, wow. Well, so much for the whole 6 feet distance. They're doing the 24/7 championship, and it's like.
Oh, they're
50
going to
different
bring
guys
their...
here. Oh no, Rob Gronkowski, he's going for a dive.
Rob Gronkowski's going for the top.
He's
Oh my
gonna
god,
try
I'm
to win.
asleep.
He's winning. He just won the 24/7 championship.
Oh,
I knew that
I'm
was
s-
gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm asleep on there.
Yeah, that's probably the most like trash-looking championship I think I've ever seen in my life.
It's like a C-rated hardcore championship. That's all it is.
That's why everybody, when they saw Mick Foley bringing it back, they were like super. They were super excited. They're like, "Oh yeah, the hardcore championship's coming back!" And then they saw this little toy.
And then
Like a
everybody
little
just
kid's
booed
toy, and they're
the...
Oh, I felt bad for Mick. Mick Foley, we had to present that, and it's like, Jesus. Oh,
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, people were booing
him.
him. I mean, it wasn't his fault. He was the one that had to present. And it's just a
Exactly.
title. Yeah, I mean, he was just doing his part. It's not the guy's
You
fault.
know what it is? They're booing the messenger.
Mhm.
I didn't realize this, but I guess Edge, when I watched that documentary, Edge apparently, after he had to retire from his neck injury, he got into acting, and he was pretty good, actually. Pretty damn good on some of the shows, apparently, he got put on. It was supposed to be like a one-off, and it ended up being like an entire series he stayed on. Pretty
Was
good.
this on the
Sure.
WWE network? Because I don't think I
It
remember.
is, yeah.
Is
It's
it?
a WWE 24 episode with Edge and his,
Okay.
his
I thought
comeback.
I was thinking that could be more of like a Dark Side of the
Oh,
Ring
call-
thing,
call
but but
Yeah.
I still need to watch the Chris Benoit, like Nancy
Oh, I will-
Benoit,
I will
Dark
make
Side of the
sure.
Ring. I need to watch that. That honestly looks. Some of the I've heard like some of like for some people, some of it's actually super dark, like some of the stories, which is yeah, I'll definitely have to take a look at that when I can. Oh man, so yeah, it's like I said. If you have any more matches you want to talk about, yeah, just let me know. Let me know. You're the one. You're watching it right now.
Is looking pretty boring. It's the tag team championships for Raw Tag Team Championships. Angel Garza and Austin Theory versus the Street Profits. Yeah.
Yeah, well, speaking of, yeah, like I said, snooze fest. Like I said, the Becky Lynch Shayna Baszler match to everybody, it was like a snooze fest kind of. And I can see everybody was like so pissed off on the fact that the main
It had
event for
potential, though.
WrestleMania last year was so bad. Like,
Yeah.
even the whole everybody was expecting have Shayna take the title on Becky, and Ronda was going to make a comeback, but obviously that never happened either, which kind of sucks. But oh well, what can he do? WWE. They got their stuff.
They pretty much botched Becky's entire run, because Becky, if you think about it, the fact that she didn't pass out to Asuka in the championship match of last year's Royal Rumble. She tapped out. Now, granted, if I had my neck torqued that angle too, I'd been having trouble breathing. I would have tapped out too. So, but still though, it's like she tapped out, and all of a sudden the way she got into the Rumble was kind of stupid. Where it's like,
Yeah.
you know, Lana gets knocked in her A by one of the big gals, and then all of a sudden it's like she just walks out of nowhere and says, "I won in the match," and has to talk to, of all people, has to talk to one of the backstage guys.
I think
Like,
it was
which-
Finlay. That was
Yeah,
one of the
Finlay doesn't have any
Finlay,
say
yeah.
though. He's not like the guy who says, "Oh yeah, you can go in the Rumble." No, that would be Vince or Triple H, something like that.
Or maybe they had that plan, but they just wanted to go along with the story, you know?
But of all things though, to make you're trying to make Becky look like this badass Steve Austin character. Steve Austin in his Bret Hart match, he passed out. He did not want to tap out. He just passed out from the pain. And I'm wondering if they did that same
TV14
route,
at its finest.
Yeah, well, his thing, I think he actually got busted open by accident. Anyways, but yeah, her entire like run to the title at those last two matches leading up to it were pretty bad. Like she tapped out to Asuka, and then all of a sudden in the match, she never really won it because Ronda Rousey's shoulders were up when she pinned her for 3. So it was kind of stupid, honestly. So I don't understand. I was really wishing that Shayna Baszler would get it, but I could see what they're saying.
They're trying to make Becky like the longest reigning women's champion or something like that, which is yeah. Speaking of golden children, that's another of Vince's golden children right there.
Well, Flair. I think what's going to happen though, I mean, because the new rule is, I guess, you don't get an automatic rematch clause when you lose the title. So I'm thinking Bianca Belair is probably going to get pushed in NXT, beat Charlotte Flair, because they had a really good, one-on-one confrontation in the Rumble too.
Yeah, because everybody was getting mad about the rematch clause too. I was like, all the fans were like getting pissed, like all this certain people shouldn't be able to get a rematch clause and blah blah blah. Yeah, because every single time WWE fans get like super toxic about, like, if it's not one thing, it's another thing, and you can ask Penguin on that. It's everywhere. Honestly,
We call that the Brock Lesnar rule, because people are always pissed off that Brock loses, and they're like, "Oh no, he'll probably just get it back the next pay-per-view anyways." So when Seth beat him, that's when they brought up the no rematch clause, which is nice because I guess.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, he's getting new blood in there to go after the title. Makes
Yeah.
sense. If you lose the title, you go to the bottom of the chain. Sorry.
Yeah, and then you got to make your way up again. Like, I think that's the same thing they did with Kofi too, when they made him lose it to Brock Lesnar, like what, 4 or 5 seconds, 7 seconds, somewhere around there. That's just like, I mean, he was doing great. He had like actually really good matches against like top caliber superstars when he held on to his title, and then just to have it like lose to Brock in like that amount, less than 10 seconds, it's just doesn't make any sense to me, you know?
Especially considering two smaller guys that are just the same size as him, like AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan, had cross-brand matches against Brock Lesnar, title versus title, and both of them were getting their butts handed to them in the early going by Brock, and then they started making a comeback against Brock Lesnar. It made him look strong in their loss to Brock.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, you could have done that with Kofi. I mean, hello? Kofi's a laughingstock, because his whole entire run's a laughingstock because of that loss.
Yeah. And
It's
just
like, dude.
And just to have that happen, like with Kofi, out of all people, like he literally worked his ass off just to, like, have the story like, oh, we're not going to put you in, because it was like the last year's WrestleMania build-up was great with Kofi. I'm not going to lie, it was actually really, really good, because some part of like played a racial. There was like some racial terms and parts in there, which was like, he was like, you're not gonna get a title shot because you're kind of my, and everybody in the black community, African American community, was like so mad at Vince McMahon for it. So that's where it kind of built up. Like, it was actually a feel good story. Like those kind of stories, like I like to see people from like, even like, for like, no matter what color skin you are, no matter what heritage you have. I like to see the sort of stories like have that happen, with certain people that are trying to bust their ass and just get up to the top and go for the win. That's what I'd like to see out of that. I think WWE did like a really good job of that last year, but I think since then, like since when he lost it, then it's just like, downward spiral. It's just that bad.
Yeah, I mean, some of these things there that they think of, sometimes I don't understand what they're thinking at the time when they do it. It's like the whole phrase of getting over or get over. Oh shoot, Bianca Belair just came out of nowhere. Speaking of Bianca Belair, how about that? Oh, that's a nice WrestleMania surprise. Bianca just came in like the Street Profits reclaim their title, And so Zelina Vega and the two knuckleheads that she was managing just came in after that started beating her up. Yeah, I don't even know who they are. Theory and Garza. But Belair's came in and just beat the tar out of Zelina Vega. I love Bianca Belair's got some flair, dude. She's pretty cool. The EST.
Because I noticed, I was gonna say I saw her in the Rumble too. She was killing it.
She was incredible. Incredible in the Rumble.
Yeah, I know Penguin's not much of a wrestling person, but I know he's kind of quiet.
I'm just doing the segment. I'm just still working on that spawn thing I did.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, how are you doing on that? Just not to change off topic a little bit, but how are you doing on that?
I'm doing good now. I'm doing what they call in Photoshop what they call smudging, where it spreads it out so it actually looks more like a painting than it does a colored-in drawing.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes a while to do, and you have to be careful with it so you don't smudge the wrong area.
Yeah. So what was the other thing that you had with the was it the Doctor Doom painting, which took you like, I don't know, I would say
6 hours.
6 hours. Yeah, explain that process, because for those who don't know, just definitely explain that process.
Okay, what I do for any of my drawings is I do an initial sketch, I scan them in, and I'll look at them and be like, okay, do I want to do this completely in Photoshop, if it will take too long, or do I want to color it in first, then scan it in and use the smudger to make it look like a painting, which doesn't take that long. But with Doctor Doom, the issue was I couldn't get the metallic look of his armor with regular marker or colored pencil, so I had to smudge it out to make it look kind of like it was shining from the magic he was doing. And that is what took so long in Photoshop, was trying to get his armor that shine look in dark areas and so on, and get the lighting. And the armor itself took 5.5 hours. The rest of them took 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's insane. Like, just 5.5 hours just for one little part on that. That's, woo. That's like that's how long the last episode of this podcast took for me to render. It was just like 5.5 hours, 6 hours long. Like, that took it was like at least that long, just like your artwork. Like, it was nuts. But yeah, well, Matt would know about that one too. About
it pans out in the end. It works out. So.
Yeah, just doing things for like 6 hours long. Excuse me.
Well, artwork is one of those things where I tell everybody you need to have a lot of patience, and that's where a lot of people, they try to pick up drawing or pick up sketching or what have you, and then they give it up because they can't. I can't sit here for hours. I was like, you can have a lot of patience to start doing artwork.
Oh, really? Yeah. How do you think Bob Ross got to the top of the art world?
God, there's Bob Ross.
Just pay to put some liquid white on the canvas.
He calls it liquid white.
Yeah, liquid white. I knew that was coming. God damn it. But yeah, I mean, I can see that. I can see why it would take a long time to do, especially with that. It would make sense. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to get Penguin in on what he was doing right now for the podcast, because I know he kind of felt left out with the wrestling topic. So I need to help him out one way or another. But
I don't feel left out. I just if y'all are on that, or
you're occupied.
We get stuck on Fruit Basket forever. I'm like,
I
don't care about.
Oh my god, yeah, I'm not into that sort of genre. I know that a lot of people are into that, but if you like it, that's more power to you. I'm not gonna. This is a judge-free zone. Judge-free zone, ladies and gentlemen. But moving on.
Well, I will say, the last time that she was on, and she said that I was like, well, Penguin likes anime. She said, oh, what do you think? I was like, well, you do know there's other anime besides freaking Fruit Basket. Yeah, Inuyasha, you have Samurai X. There's so many freaking animes, and that's the only one you talk about.
Well, maybe that's her #1 favorite show of all time. You never know. But moving on here. So, Resident Evil 3 just got dropped Friday. And for me personally, I'm probably going to stay away from spoilers until I probably get it maybe later on in the year. I don't know when I'm gonna get it, but I'll probably get it like sometime later in the year. But I'm seeing a lot of, mixed reviews about it, and some people are saying, oh, like there's not enough Nemesis cutscenes and all that. But I think the gameplay actually looks pretty amazing. Like, I know everybody is saying like, oh, it's not really, Resident Evil 2, caliber like stats where it's like so amazingly good, but I mean, I can agree with that, but it does look really, really good. Like graphics wise, story, new dodge mechanic looks insane. It looks good. I definitely want to put that on my backlog list just to try it, but I don't know about you guys, but that's just on me. And
I'll try it, but the only thing with it is for the multiplayer one, they really got to do a lot of work on that.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that too. We were playing the beta earlier this week for the Resistance. Oh yeah, Matt, you actually saw it too. It was basically of a hybrid of Dead by Daylight meets Resident Evil, but with weapons and like other supplies you can pick up. Dude, being a survivor on that is just so brutal. Like you said, you took the words right out of my mouth. It was like that we had trouble.
Mastermind? Is Mastermind the guy who was completely OP?
Yeah.
He could spawn in a ton of crap at one time and everything, and just like there's no way you can beat him.
Unless you really got to work together though.
Yeah, I think was it like a few people said that they beat him, but it took them like 50 tries or something like that.
Yeah. And if you're the mastermind, it's like super, super easy.
Yeah, I was like, I get where y'all are coming from, but versus like an Easter egg or the Mephistopheles boss fight, if it with a team playing together takes you 50 tries to beat one guy, that's an OP character.
Oh yeah, exactly. And remember, the first room, we actually got stuck on that part a couple of times because we couldn't find the last puzzle piece just to move on to the next area. It was like glitched or something. And people were like, just like, where the hell is this other piece at? Yada yada, blah blah blah. And it was just.
Wasn't there the one where you kept spawning in the vine guys?
Yeah, I forgot what their names were, but the lickers. Yeah, lickers, zombies, traps. I mean, I swear.
The favorite part for Bill.
Lickers.
Well, the lickers were kind of easy to take out. Mr. X though was just kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, because every time you got hit or somebody died, like you would lose time. Like, and that was like, it's so BS. Because I think if Mr. X kills you, it literally takes 30 seconds off your time, which is not. Even if you get hit by like the Mastermind's traps or get hit by a zombie, you lose like 5 seconds, which is mind-boggling, and it's so stupid. It's fun and challenging.
That was happening.
Yeah, the game is fun and challenging. Don't get me wrong. I actually do it does have potential, but if they actually fix up like if somebody dies, maybe they lose like a couple seconds, I'm fine with that. But like getting hit every time and then you lose seconds, then yeah, that's just overkill.
Which is another game. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I mean, I liked it personally. I was playing with a couple of people, well, Penguin included, but yeah, it was just overkill. I never played the Master. I mean, I took a tutorial with the Mastermind. I actually should have done that like before the real game actually dropped, but it's like I said, Mastermind is way too OP. That's just my problem. These cooldown times the cooldown times are like they don't even last that long, which is another problem, in my opinion. I don't know if it might be just me or somebody else, but
I think a lot of people complained about the Mastermind.
Yeah, because you
Except
actually
for those who played as Mastermind.
I'm kind of really grateful that Matt didn't play this beta because he probably would have raged the F out. He probably would.
Oh, there's no probably.
Oh, he would have. Yeah, Matt was at a golf course at the time playing golf with his dad. Wasn't that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're kind of grateful that you didn't you didn't actually get to play it. At least the beta.
I'm only upset that I didn't get to do the beta for Predator. I said she was able to do that, and that looked pretty good.
I couldn't get mine to operate. I downloaded it, but I couldn't get it to work.
I actually do want to. That's another game I wanted to try out. Was Predator.
Looks pretty damn good. Talk about
Yeah.
F-13 meets
Yeah.
Call of Duty, and it's from the makers of Friday the 13th too.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. It actually looks pretty fun.
I really want a DLC with Arnold Schwarzenegger though. Get to the chopper! Come on! Ow!
Jeez, that would be a. They already have that in. Actually, no, they don't have that in Mortal. Well, they do kind of have it in Mortal Kombat. 11 and X,
Yeah.
but they need to intertwine together, and then that way we have Terminator versus Predator or something.
Oof.
I think it's
Alien versus Predator. Oof.
what is it? XL.
Actually,
I think
Alien
it's
versus
one that
Predator
has
is on Mortal Kombat X, but not
That's true.
X. But Mortal Kombat 11, it's Terminator, Joker, spawns another one, which is the one that Penguin is drawing right now. And who's the other
Well,
one? I know.
While playing Spider-Man.
Yeah, who's
It
the other
was,
character?
Oh, they added several.
Yeah, Sindel,
yeah.
Nightwolf, Shang Tsung was the other one.
Yeah. And with that one, I messed with it a little bit. I did Shang Tsung from the Mortal Kombat movie meets the MK1 Shang Tsung.
Yeah.
Just to get the reaction of what. Because if you actually play it, for everybody who hasn't played MK11, if you have the same character, they talk to each other like, what the hell is this type thing?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of Easter eggs in that game.
But if you play as Spawn though, he has such like funny but blow comments to the other fighters when he walks into the match. I forgot who it was, but he came into the match and he looked over and said, "Hey, your wife's in hell." It's like,
Oh,
what
I think
the
it might. I think it might have been Scorpion then, because if I remember correctly, his wife and child died or got murdered by Quan Chi, I think, which is the lore of the story. And then
Yeah,
it
it's
kind of.
like this,
I think it
random-
might have been Scorpion. I'm not sure.
I think it is, but it's like this random. You walk into a match to fight somebody, and hey, your wife's in hell.
I'm like, damn, that's definitely like that's a low blows. It's just an understatement. That's more of a shot. The Dylan. I'm not even gonna say that though, but
Cue the Ron Simmons damn soundbite.
damn. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's another game I wanted to put on my backlog list was Mortal Kombat 11. Like, I definitely need to get that also. If it's at a good price, I'll definitely get it.
What about Just Cause 4? Somebody messaged me saying, you want some good game to play? Try Just Cause 4. Like,
I've
okay.
never really been a big Just Cause fan.
Mm-hmm.
The games are all right. I'm not saying they're bad. It's just one
Yeah.
of those games where you're either going to like it or you're going to hate it.
I feel like with this trilogy, with like some kind of a series like that, you have to go from like number 1 to kind of get used to the mechanism, kind of like the Uncharted series. You can't just start at 4 and work your way back. You have to kind of know the story, and then I'm more of a story person. So if it's the same characters, I have to go from the first one to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I said,
and that goes with every single video game out there. Not all these games are going to be for everybody. That's just going to be the simple thing behind it,
Yeah,
But-
which is why I get kind of annoyed when people come out and say, this game sucks. And I'm like, well, I really enjoy it. Well, you're stupid. It's like, no, it's because I like it and you don't.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like it, hey, don't just keep it to yourself. Just move on to something else. Don't make a scene about it.
That's
And I
when
don't know, people
get-
make scenes like on every single video game out there. Whether it's be Call of Duty, Fortnite, Overwatch, Animal Crossing, Pokemon, whatever the game is. There's a lot of toxic people that'll like start, talking crap about like
Oh,
one
man,
thing.
I know, trust me.
Oh, I know too. Believe me.
Well, no, I'm saying like one of the biggest ones, of course, was IW Zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Matt and I'd be streaming it, and they pop in. Why don't you play a real Zombies? I was like, dude, this is real Zombies. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not a real Zombies game.
Mm-hmm.
And
I love it, man.
And then I think, what was it, the one that I made Matt laugh in? The guy popped in, and it was another one. I think, remember that, Matt, we were playing like Shaolin Shuffle, and they just kept popping in with hate? I said, listen to you Dalek dick suckers. And Matt's just like, what? I was like, shut up, I'm getting pissed at these people.
Damn.
Oh, thank God I wasn't there for that. You guys were going in.
You would have laughed. You would have laughed like crazy.
Yeah,
they
I
were,
mean,
they were pretty bad. I'm like, really?
Yeah. But it's funny because it's like Dalek is the one that put so much hate on it, but yet he would go into other people's streams to try and get first in the world for Ghost and Skulls and shit like that. And then he wouldn't care again and wouldn't play it at all until the next DLC dropped.
Oh, that kind of sounds like Brad a little bit, except he's not trying to go for first in the world. He just wants to beat the Easter egg, go back to Blackout or like Warzone.
Clearly, he was not looking
then,
forward to being
bye.
first in the world. He was going.
Yeah, I'm out of
He's
here.
the one that told me on the Beast from Beyond, like, yeah, man, it's 4 o'clock, I'm getting kind of tired. And I'm like, okay. So, Brad, you're the blame for me not getting the first in the world in that boss. There it is.
Oh,
That's the other thing, like, we have the luck with when it comes to Easter eggs, is we'll be in the hunt, and then we'll be like, you know what, I bet you it's this, but we'll try it again later because we're all dead tired. And then next day, that's exactly what it was, and somebody else gets first in the world to a boss fight.
Every time. Because, someone's there that's lurking in our chat, and they see it, and they're going, oh, I should tell Dalek or Noah that, or this guy that.
Yeah, because that's how they operate. Every single time, stream lurkers, they go to one end. Oh no, let's go to somebody else's end. Like the mainstream guy, and let him get first in the world.
That's why the smart thing to do, like Nick does this all the time. When they go, oh, some random kids like that he doesn't know goes, how'd you get to that? How'd you get there? He's like, yo man, I'll give you a tutorial as soon as I'm done beating the Easter egg. I'm like, that is smart thinking right there.
Yeah, like basically tells the kid, get lost.
Yeah, get out of my face.
Get out of my way. Like when he got the skull hop, yeah, that's another one where he stayed very tight-lipped because he was in the lead. Him and Smart Guy were neck and neck.
But
anyways,
wasn't that the one where somebody was going to try and cheat because Sets came into his stream and he said, Nick, I see somebody in your stream asking you a question, you need to be careful what you're doing because they're going to go tell Smart Guy.
Yeah.
About the speed runs for Easter eggs and everything too, because there's a lot of people that still do that. And actually, speaking of Easter eggs, I'm kind of down maybe for at least like do all the BO3, BO4 stuff, at least one more time. I'd be kind of down to play BO4 again, honestly, just to talk about zombies and all that. Just like to do a weekly stream of just Black Ops 4's. I mean, maybe one day I'll do that.
No.
One day. I'll let you guys know, like, firsthand if I actually do try to get it.
One day we'll bring him to the good side.
I did play it, though. I did play it. It is super fun, but I never, like, attempted the Easter eggs.
Yo, the Modern Warfare 2 remastered campaign, though, by far my favorite campaign I've ever played. I'm glad I remastered it.
Oh, it's $20 in the PSN store if you want to buy it.
I think it was free for that first week, and then now you have to buy it. So it's like it's like $20. It's not bad for $20. Yeah, I mean I'm not that desperate to.
Yeah, I mean I'm not.
But it's still a good story.
I'm not in a rush though. If I can get it like at a discount, like I will definitely like stream it.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be a discount again later.
Yeah, maybe like a Call of Duty discount. So I'm probably gonna wait on that. Just like other games, I'm probably gonna wait on till like I'm not in a hurry. Like I said, like Resident Evil, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2 remastered campaign. Like, can you imagine if Modern Warfare 2 remastered had the multiplayer option? People would be going nuts. Like the internet would literally just break. It would be that insane.
Oh yeah.
And I would actually go insane for a Black Ops 1 also, like remastered multiplayer. That was like legit my favorite Call of Duty game of all time. But that's just me. Like the zombies especially. Like the old school classic vibe zombies. It was super, super fun.
Yeah, I like the multiplayer on Black Ops 1 too.
Yeah. Yeah, TDM, Domination, Search and Destroy were like my go-to game modes on that.
Modern Warfare 2 is actually where I got into multiplayer for COD. That was the one I got into it with. I think Rust was my favorite one because of the camping spot up top.
Yeah, I mean everybody was.
The task was try to get to the top part where nobody can friggin' snipe you, and just go up there and start popping off people. And if they had an RPG, you basically were screwed.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
You're probably one of those that I pissed off because I purposely would sit there and watch that as people tried to run up, and I would
I
snipe
did.
them from below.
Somebody just
I
used
did
an
too,
RPG with scavengers, just boop, just like popped
Nah,
like
I
two
threw-
people down.
I did it to where if I had a C4 or a Claymore, I would put the Claymore like right there at the entrance to it, and they go poof as soon as they come over. Every time. I'd
A
actually
lot
go
of the
to
guns are
entrance to it.
actually there were actually a lot of great guns on that game. Like in Modern Warfare, I played more Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer than I did MW2, but because I know I was a little bit late with the franchise, but I had fun with like that. I feel like that, honestly, to me, has like the best story. Like for real, the Modern Warfare campaigns, like Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3, those were probably like my favorite. I mean, Black Ops 1 and 2 is like a close second. Like, really close second, because it's hard for me to pick between all those games, but super, super fun. Super fun campaign. Like, the ending for Modern Warfare 3, amazing. That's just me. And
Yeah, there's a lot of people who didn't like Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. I was like, dude, I enjoyed that.
yeah, I mean, TDM, TD, obviously the same modes, obviously, Kill Confirm, TDM, Dom, Search and Destroy, all those, fun game modes, and I had a lot of fun with the gun setups on there, like you can put, like, 2 attachments on a certain gun, you have focus for, like, the accurate guns, and then there would be, like, a recoil, less kick, like, I forgot what they were called, though, but you use those, like, attributes or whatever you can put on your gun, and then you can just, like, put it to your advantage, though, and it would be really, really cool, and everybody... See, this is the thing that, kind of annoyed me when I played back in the day. Everybody and their mother, and I'm serious when I say this, would use the ACR assault rifle because it was that slightly overpowered, which was nuts. Especially put like a red dot or extended mag on that sucker, or sometimes you can put a suppressor on that too. You can make that thing work one way or another, but I just put extended mags on it, which was, or a red dot because it was for more accuracy, but everybody and their mother would use that gun. It was just... it was insane on how everybody would use it.
I had friends that would, like, dude, why don't you use this one? I was like, no, I want to use this one because it pisses people off, so I was using
I'll be
the
right
G3.
Yeah, so
There's a lot of people, they hated the G3.
the G36?
Or 36C, whatever it was.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would use a red dot. I didn't like the iron sight with that gun. That was the only problem.
But what made me laugh is people were like, oh, that gun sucks. I was like, oh, really? And I would load it up, and I would just demolish people with it.
Yeah, well, if you have a red dot sight, then yeah, the kick's a lot easier to handle, and you can actually demolish people with that. But yeah, put no sight on there. Just use the regular iron sights, and it's kind of a tough gun to handle, even without all
I
that.
actually did it with iron sights, too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for me, I did it with the red dot sight, so just to reduce the visual kick a little bit. Oh, speaking of visual kicks, though, AK-47, that had a lot of visual kick on it, too, but
Oh, yeah.
once you controlled it, yeah, it was actually not too bad. That was another gun I would probably use a lot, with the suppressor, too.
Yeah, that was one of those guns where you need to have something to maintain the balance because its kick was terrible.
Like an actual, like just to reduce the kick, attribute. Were they attributes? I don't, this is gonna kill me now. I don't remember what they were called, but it was like somewhere around there. If anybody knows, yeah, please let me know.
It wasn't called an attribute. It was called. I know what you mean. It wasn't called an attribute. They actually called it something else. I just can't
Yeah,
remember.
I know that. I knew it was wrong there, but oh my god, this is like legit gonna kill me now. Just going back on, I think my favorite SMGs though on this game, I used a lot of SMGs on there. So obviously the MP7, that was like my number 1 favorite gun, and I think number 2 was the P90 with rapid fire. Holy hell, that gun melted up close.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, put the
That was one that a lot of people hated if they got killed by it. I heard so many people cuss that gun out.
yeah, the
Like,
PP90
damn it,
M1,
another pussy with a
and then
P90.
yeah, especially with rapid fire, and if you have like either kick attachment, I would probably use like extended mags and rapid fire on it. I'd put like 2 attachments on there. But yeah, that sucker would melt people if you timed your battles right. It would be really, really amazing. Same with the MP7 too, Because an MP7 was like another one of my favorite guns to use, also with rapid fire and suppressor, especially.
Yeah.
And maybe if I wanted to
used
get
to
more
use the,
accurate, just use the grip attachment.
I used to use the P90 as my secondary instead of a shotgun.
Oh my! What was the gun that everybody got pissed? You were talking about guns that pissed off a lot of people. What was the shotgun called? Oh, the Striker. That's what it was.
Yeah, Striker.
Dude, everybody would get pissed if somebody used that gun, which
Yeah,
was
like non-stop.
it was all bum 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 bum. Yeah, it was just a
it was the go-to shotgun for instant kills.
Well, yeah, because it would be a semi-auto shotgun, just pew pew pew, and then you just tap it down. And like the S12 was kind of the same thing on Black Ops 2, but it wasn't as bad as MW3 with the Striker. It was not as bad.
That was manageable, but that one, yeah.
Oh man.
I would play on groups, and they like, asshole's got a Striker. As soon as the game started, that you would hear it go off, and then somebody's like, "Yep, they got a Striker."
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. So, want to move on here to the final part, which we have a question on Twitter somebody asked, so I'll get to that here. I know it has nothing to do with the anything we talked about, but I do want to get to it. And Mountain Guide 3535 asks on Twitter, since the summer games are postponed due to the virus, will they start it at a later date even after the summer season? Now, we all know that the Olympics did get canceled. Like, at least this moment, they postponed it for right now due to everybody's health with the coronavirus and all that. But to have it start up, like, later after the summer season, it's kind of debatable at this point. Because usually, like, the Summer Olympics happen, like, I think mid to late August, somewhere around there. Especially, you know, every 4 years they do that. But, I don't know. I mean, if they get together just to, like, have, you know, the committees, like, sign an agreement to them saying, like, oh, we can actually maybe work something out. I mean, it's a possibility, but I don't know if it's going to happen. But
I
a
would say they
rescheduling...
would, but you got to look at this. This virus is something that we have not really faced on this global scale before. So there's a lot of stuff that's happened athletic-wise and even movie-wise. Like, they can't even film new movies right now.
Yeah.
They can't be near each other. It's pretty much this virus, thanks to the government of China, has shut down the global economy. Everything. So once it's done with and everything to where everything kind of gets back to normal, I think you're going to see them like, okay, we need to reschedule the Summer Olympics for this date and time because it'll still be in Japan because otherwise Japan will be like, hey, just because this happened, don't cheat us out of having the Summer Olympics.
And the Global War of China.
Yeah. And there's already people saying that China owes a lot to the rest of the world because they put everybody at risk with this crap and try to cover it up versus just, hey, this is happening, y'all might want to know about it. So, but yeah, I don't think with the circumstances, like if it was just, you know, somebody had the sniffles, they're not going to reschedule and there'd be an issue. But with the circumstances surrounding it right now, I don't see them having an issue trying to do it. Hey, we need to reschedule for this time period due to this.
Matt, what do you think?
I think I'm sick and tired of the damn coronavirus crap.
I think we all are. But yeah, do you think the Olympics will start even after the summer season? Like, what's your insight on that?
God. I mean, didn't they say they were going to actually do it like next year? Is when they're going to do it, as opposed to?
I didn't read about next year. I think that the time estimates is unknown. At least the last time I've seen it.
I don't think it was from the actual officials. I think that was from people saying that maybe they could do it next year.
I mean, I could see it happening. Yeah. It is possible, but just to like kind of breaks the cycle with the whole Olympics thing being every 2 years on even years. Which what are they gonna do? Like put it on every odd year now due to the coronavirus? Like how's that even gonna work?
No, I think they still keep their regular cycle. It's just like I said, you can't sit there and look at it like, okay, this is going to change how we have to do the cycles of election. Just going to have to change how we do the cycles of sports. It's just something that's not been handled before.
Yeah.
So they're going to do like makeups and stuff like that, but I don't think it's going to change how they do the sport overall. So like if you have next year, let's say everything's fine and dandy, you had the Summer Olympics next year, and the following year you had the Winter Olympics. Then they go back to the normal schedule.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see that. It's not just for like the Olympic events too, but we're talking about like, baseball, football, basketball, hockey. Even we were talking about WWE earlier. I mean, people still got to do the shows with WWE, but obviously because there's contact involved. But give them credit. I mean, they're kind of doing their thing despite the pandemic going around, and it's. Honestly, it's just, this is a sad world we're living in right now, and it's not just, here, but, we got countries, obviously, like, soccer's obviously being canceled, especially, like, or as they call it, football up in Europe, which, like I said, sucks, but, like I said, you gotta stay quarantined. Wow. Yeah, it's, even the XFL, I mean, we're talking about, with the Vince McMahon and him keeping the show going, he lost a lot of money. He lost a lot of, credibility with not money but credibility. Just he started up the XFL like I don't know how many weeks ago, like 3-4 weeks ago, somewhere around that timeline, and then all of a sudden this happens, the virus happens.
I'm so surprised that actually with that they just announced the next site for Wrestlemania. I'm surprised that they just go back to Tampa again after the coronavirus, as I would hope have subsided by then, but they just announced that Hollywood's going to be where Wrestlemania is going to be next year.
Yeah, I actually read that too. So, Wrestlemania, is it at the Staples Center? That's probably going to be over there?
I'm going to assume so. They didn't say where it was, but Staples Center, they did have Wrestlemania there one time before.
Yeah, I was going to say, they'll probably do it at Staples Center. I mean, where else could they do it at? It would be Dodger Stadium?
That wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility.
I mean, I'm not against it, but like I said, Staples Center,
they've done outdoors.
Dodger Stadium.
Right.
I mean, they did the Royal Rumble at Minute Maid Park. I mean, it's possible they could actually.
Oh boy!
At Dodger Stadium could hold like 56,000 people plus, max. I mean, I feel like they could figure something out to like put more seats over there.
I mean, they did before. WrestleMania 9 was the first outdoor WrestleMania they've ever had, and that worked out just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kyle. They're having the Firefly Funhouse just about to start soon.
Oh boy! No, they're doing
Cena
that now.
The Fiend. Yeah, Bailey just retained her championship. Shocker there.
Oh boy! So this is probably another snooze, but hopefully there's a couple of matches that actually live up to the hype. Did they do the McIntyre Lesnar one, or are they saving that for last?
That is the main event.
Okay, so they're saving that for last then. Okay,
gotcha. It's probably gonna be after this match, obviously.
I would figured so. I would definitely understand that. So, that being said, any final thoughts, guys? Anything you want to add?
Everyone buy Uno so we can play together.
God, everybody, so that can make people rage.
Damn right.
Penguin, any final words?
Damn fool Bois.
Any final words, man?
Take my advice. Drop your pants and slide on the ice.
And don't be like a dog and wipe your butt like you're wiping on the carpet. Just go.
I would love to drop my pants for Monica. Bill should stop.
This is a family-friendly show, Bill. You're out of here.
Right, Bill, get out of here. It's a friendly podcast.
All right, so Natman98, where can people follow you if they don't remember from last time? Where can they follow you?
What the hell's wrong with them? Every single streaming outlet except for DLive is the Matman98. Twitch, YouTube, not Twitter. Twitch and YouTube and DLive. Kind of been on a streaming hiatus, and mainly because the console is just not streaming correctly. But I'll figure that out pretty soon. Twitter is again.
He's all over the place. We're just gonna throw it out there. He's all over the place.
I'm all over the place. Yeah. So those are mine, and yeah, the Discord is also in a description of every single one. And if the invite to Discord is expired, let me know, and I'll update it so you guys can get in there.
Penguin.
It's the Penguinator01 for YouTube and for Twitch. Except I think Twitch has underscores between the Penguinator and 01.
Unless you combine your name together, but other than that, yeah.
No, I don't think I combined my name on that one.
Yeah, I didn't.
Twitter's just at Penguinator _01, and Then of course Instagram's the same as the others. The Penguinators are one.
All right, and then obviously
I'll
mine,
follow him.
twitter.com/KyleThePug, at KyleThePug. Follow me on Twitter. And Twitch, obviously, you guys know I'm actually broadcasting on Twitch, so that will be in the description. YouTube.com, Kyle Lodi Show. This will be uploaded Monday nights, so definitely be on the lookout for that. So I will definitely get to work on here by this time it's over. Fourth wall breaking a little bit, but anyways, I appreciate everybody for watching this live and also watching this if you are watching this on demand. And don't forget, my final message before we sign off here, at least for the week until, tomorrow. Stay safe, wash your hands, take a shower every single day, use hand sanitizer and soap and water, wash your hands for 20 seconds, and just stay healthy, and just don't go outside. Stay home, please. I'm begging you.
Distance, people.
Yeah, social distancing. We gotta keep it at a really, really solid pace, so that way no more people can get infected with the coronavirus. So, I'm dead serious when I say this.
I mean, hell,
Stay,
we are. Look at us.
as the words from the great Samuel L. Jackson that I saw recently. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but he said, "Stay your ass home," or "Stay
your mother ass home."
That's basically what it was, though. So it was from Jimmy Kimmel. So if you guys, I retweeted it a while back, but if you want to definitely go look that up, it's really, really funny. But anyways, that's all for today. I'm Kyle the Pug for Matt and Penguinator. I'll see you guys next week. Same time, same place. #PugBark. Okay, bye!